We just want to take a moment to hone in on arguably a big part of the big story making headlines further afield, and that still has to do with the aftermath of that explosive interview between Meghan Markle and Prince Harry with Oprah Winfrey. There's been reaction flooding in thick and wide, and it's sort of turned out in different ways on different platforms. Now, before we get into perhaps what we're going to be honing in on, Michelle and Benjamin, I don't know if you've ever had a moment when you just wanted to walk off set, live on the AM report as we try to do our thing. Has that ever crossed your mind?
Do you know what? That incident that happened, which I'm sure we're going to hone in on now as well, just before the issues around Piers Morgan trashing Meghan Markle on his show happened, he was interacting with one of his co-anchors, and he commented on the fact that it was summer or spring in the UK, and he's excited for this time of year because she wears a short skirt to the office every day around this time of year.
A comment that you honestly can't
believe.
Okay,
but the comment is not even enough. The comment is bad enough as it is. He then tells her to stand up on camera and to show the camera what she's wearing. And I think in that moment, that is a walk-off set worthy moment.
Right, for anybody, right? Yeah. So this is the backdrop of what we're trying to bring to your attention now. Piers Morgan, who is a host on one of the most watched British shows, has actually walked out on set after actually being held to account in some respects by his anchor, Alex Beresford. In case you missed that moment, here's a quick reminder.
I understand that you don't like Meghan Markle. You've made it so clear a number of times on this programme, a number of times. And I understand that you've got a personal relationship with Meghan Markle, or had one, and she cut you off. She's entitled to cut you off if she wants to. Has she said anything about you since she cut you off? I don't think she has, but yet you continue to trash her.
OK, I'm done with this.
No.
Sorry, no. Sorry.
Do you know what? That's pathetic.
You can track him, maybe not my
No.
See you later.
I'm being...
Sorry, can't do this.
This is absolutely diabolical behaviour. I'm sorry, but Piers spouts off on a regular basis, and we all have to sit there and listen. 6:30 to 7 o'clock yesterday was incredibly hard to watch.
All right, so that was the moment. Alex Beresford, just for some context, actually does the weather on that program. And it actually wasn't the first time that there was any kind of tension between that team. And tension happens. Tension, I think, is part of the ebb and flow of human existence.
Careful now, don't expose our issues here at the AM report.
Okay, because I like being employed, I'm going to walk off set, this set, to my position, to do my job. Because, you know, this is the only walk-off I'm going to be doing.
This is the only walk that will be happening on the AM report. To be honest, I don't even know where I'd go if I was to walk off.
You should probably just go straight home.
Straight home. But, you know, I made that point because Alex himself has walked off set before. It's a moment that took place in 2019, and that was during the kind of banter that they have, including, you know, one similar to the one that we're having now. And at the time, he was bored about Piers and him not wanting to do anything with the weather guy in that context. The point being, this is not the first walk-off that's happened on that program.
And it's great for viewer numbers, isn't it? The kind of drama that they clearly thrive on in that show, it does result in...
So what are you suggesting?
Really good numbers.
What should I do next? Let's not give you ideas. Let's take it back to 2019, just for context on the dynamic really in this team, in that show. Take a look.
Why don't you keep your boredom to yourself? Your job is the weather today, right? And by the way, here's your entire forecast. It's going to be hot all week with a little bit of a thunderstorm.
Is that true?
Going home.
If you have anything more to add, if you have anything more to add, then let me know.
You've ruined it now. I'm looking forward to.
Look at him, little drama queen. Go on, off you go. It's going to be hot with a couple of thunderstorms. Right? There's no need for him, is there? What's the point of him? What's the point of him? It's going to be hot all week, really hot, right? So here's the forecast. Hot all week with a few thunderstorms. That's it.
Jaws on the floor in the studio. And that's the character, the personality, if you like, of Piers Morgan, isn't it?
It's quite rich that he calls Alex Beresford a drama queen in that moment. And then a couple of years later, he does the same thing.
You know, I actually didn't know, the point that the co-anchor made earlier, that I understand you have personal issues with Meghan. I didn't know that there was a background issue between Piers, the date that you spoke about with Meghan, and later that day she met Harry.
Yeah,
so, like it just takes a whole new twist now to it, doesn't it?
It's incredibly scary, actually. The fact that you can be so entitled to someone's attention because she never called you back. It's very scary. And
to use your power and your platform to drive exactly that agenda. So, yeah, a story that I imagine is now developing all kinds of legs, and many of you taking to social media won't have time necessarily to go through those tweets, but there they are, you weighing in some respects on the back of Piers Morgan, and what is described in some quarters as his disgraceful time during that period. Good riddance is, some of these sentiments being shared there on social media by some pretty prominent accounts, might I add, on that platform. So we'll keep watching it for you. Hopefully we won't have our walkout, at least not in that way.